Your dreams have already created the possibility for the outcome that you desire. It is quantum physics, people. So all you need to do is step up and be the person that person would be in the future. I'm going to explain. Hold on. When I restarted my acting career, I was 47 years old. A time when most people would say, give it up, what are you doing? But for me, I was bound and determined. That's another story, and it's in many other podcasts if you want to hear it. But today, I really want to focus on the revelations that I had when I came back. Because when I left the acting industry as a young woman, my experience of it was very different than the way I was experiencing it as a 47-year-old woman. First of all, I was an American. I still am an American living in Germany. So I had a couple of things going against me. One of them being the language, and that the language that they mostly film in here in Germany is, of course, German. Makes sense, right? But I wasn't going to let anything stop me. So my first task was to go get an agent. I did that. My second task was to start letting the casting directors know about me. Did that. And then I just sort of did what we all do and continued to go to workshops and wait for something to happen. And slowly, here and there, things were happening. I got cast as a co-star in this and a co-star in that. Normally as the stupid American, but hey, it's a trope, and I had to make the best of it. I did this for about 4 or 5 years, when finally I got to the point where I was like, this can't be it. My life is passing me by. I'm now past 50, and I'm still feeling like I'm nowhere closer to what I want to happen. My big revelation was something's missing. What is missing? I need something in my career that I don't have. And that set me off on a mission to find it. For me, it reminded me a lot of what happened to me years and years ago when I was a young woman with my little boy. He was maybe 2 years old, and we had been driving around. It was a hot summer day, and my husband was out of town working for the week, and I was all alone with our baby. It was one of the hottest days in Munich. And I get home, and he's tired and hot and sticky, and I'm tired and hot and sticky, and all we want to do is go upstairs to our apartment and relax. Somehow, as I'm getting out of the car, I simultaneously slam the door, drop my keys, and lock my baby in the back of the car, which was not funny. I shouldn't be laughing. But it was just so stupid, right? It was like, how did I even do that? Thank goodness we were in the garage, because if we hadn't been in the garage, I would have had to immediately break the window to get him out, because it was that hot. So I started trying, telling him how to open the car seat and all of that. But the car seats are made so that the kids can't open them. And he couldn't. And neighbors came by and they're offering advice. And finally somebody threw up their hands and they were like, look, you're going to have to call for help. So I did. And about half an hour, a guy shows up, and he's, typical worker. And he comes up and he's got this little square looking flat plastic thingy. And he inserts a couple of these, kind of threads them through the crack in the window. And then he attaches them to a little pumper type thing, and he starts pumping these things up. And within just a couple of seconds, there was a big enough gap in the window for him to insert this instrument and open my car. This was many years ago, 25 years ago to be exact, when you could still do something like that. And within 2 seconds, I had the door open and I had my baby back in my arms. But what that made me realize was the thing that I wanted most in the world, my baby, the thing that was most precious to me in the entire world, was there within reach, and I just couldn't get to him. I needed someone to make a path for me, to show me the way. And that thought became also a revelation. So for me, I realized that the fastest, most effective way for me to start getting a grip, start getting control over my acting career was going to be, first of all, to overcome my limiting beliefs. So that's what I did. I became a life and career coach, initially just to help myself. And I wanted to get over these limiting beliefs that I had around my age and my lack of perfect German. And that helped me very much to realize that the things that I thought were actually holding me back were my superpowers. But that was like a lightning bolt for me. And that became an odyssey of me going, oh, wow, okay. So I can just borrow somebody else's framework and strategies and belief system and integrate that into my own and shorten my timeline. And then bing, bam, boom, I was all over the place. I was getting workshops and taking courses and programs in things that I felt were really missing in my acting career. The acting training, I had plenty of that. I had a conservatory style training. I had spent the past year and a half prior to me relaunching my acting career, bringing coaches to Munich, from LA, from New York, from London, from Berlin, once, sometimes twice a month. So I felt like my skills were really good. It wasn't that. It was really down to me not having any clue about what it was to be a working actor. I knew what the skills of acting were, but I had no idea what it was to be in the business of being an actor. And that's what was missing for me. And that's what I became just ravenous to get. And I did. I studied with coaches all over the place, learning about branding, learning how to market myself, learning how to network in a way that doesn't feel transactional, because nobody likes that icky feeling of like, I want something from you, you're going to give it to me, all of those things, right? Nobody likes that. Here's another epiphany that I had. There are the ABCs of a thriving acting career, right? You have to have an achiever's mindset. You have to have business savvy, and your craft needs to be on point. So what the heck does that even mean? Well, from understanding the ABCs of a thriving acting career, I developed the 5 pillars that are now the foundation of everything that I teach. And that's mindset, branding, marketing, networking, and community. These are imperative, right? But everything starts with the mindset. And that's what I want to concentrate on today. So if you're finding any of this useful, hit the subscribe button so that you can always be notified when something like this comes up. And make sure to let me know in the comments what about this podcast really resonates with you. Or leave a rating if you're listening to this on Spotify or Apple, because comments and ratings are my love language. Okay. So let's get back into it. What is an achiever's mindset? What is an achiever's attitude, right? Your mindset is everything. Developing an A game mentally means staying positive, confident, and resilient. It's about believing in yourself, setting clear goals, and staying motivated even when things are tough. It puts the focus on mental preparation and maintaining the right attitude to face all challenges with creativity and resilience. What is business savvy? Understanding the business side of acting is how you make understanding the business side of acting and how to market yourself. That's crucial. This includes creating a strong brand and then understanding how to infuse that brand into all of your marketing and messaging. And once you've done that, that's going to act as a beacon for all of your networking efforts, which is going to save you a lot of time and effort. So you're not just throwing spaghetti against the wall, trying to get anybody to look at you and pay attention to what you're doing. It becomes very targeted with the people that resonate with you, that are going to be automatically magnetized to you because you are truly being lit up by what they do. And then, of course, the C is craft mastery. You can't ever stop improving on your skills. This is about continuous learning through classes and workshops. Also, building a community, of like-minded actors. So now that you know what the ABCs of a thriving acting career are, let's get into the 5 pillars. As I said, there's mindset, marketing, branding, networking, and community. These are the foundation on which you build your acting career. But in order to make sure that they're strong, you have to be able to assess the pillars. You have to look for the cracks and the crumbles. And then lastly, you also need to know what to do to fix the cracks and the crumbles. That makes sense, right? Because if you're building your career, and this is what so many of us do, we're out there kind of hurly-burly trying to build a career when we don't even know exactly what it is we're selling. I hate to break it to you people, but you are a product and you need to know what it is that makes you special. You need to know what it is that sets you apart from everybody else. And I'll give you a big hint. It's not trying to be different. It's leaning into the things that really make you unique. But the problem with this is that you are so close to yourself that you don't see yourself clearly. All of your perceptions of yourself are colored by your life's experiences, both positive and negative. So if you do anything for your acting career, the one thing that is imperative that you do is get outside perspective to help you with your branding. Now, if you're a trained actor who's been trying to make headway in your career for at least a couple of years, and you feel like you resonate with me, I would love to help you. If you don't resonate with me, that's fine. Find someone who you do resonate with, because this is one of those things that you just cannot skip. The other thing that you have to keep in mind is whatever got you here, wherever you are, is not going to get you there, wherever you want to be. We don't have linear growth. It's very circuitous. It's all over the place. So you have to get into the mindset of over there so that you can get yourself there. And the other thing that's super important is to understand where you're starting from. I mean, imagine this. You get into your car and you want to set a course to Hollywood. Why not, right? And you have no idea where you are on the globe. How are you going to get there? How much gas do you need? How many provisions do you need? What's the course? How many stops do you need to do along the way? You have no idea how to get there if you don't know where you're starting from. That's why it's super important to take stock of where you are. Because at every stage, new level, new devil, every stage of your career is going to take different tactics and strategies. So let me break that down. You need to set a target. You need to have a strategy of how you're going to get there. And you need to make sure that your mindset is rock solid. Because here's the thing. When you don't actually believe that you can get there, you won't do the things that are necessary for you to get there. Does that make sense? I want you to really hear that, because I coach so many of you who want to be there, but you don't believe in yourselves enough to take the actions to get there. But every problem has a solution. Every single problem has a solution. That is the law of the universe. Where there is light, there is dark. What goes up comes down. Every problem has a solution. And your acting career will grow to the level of the problems that you can recognize and you can solve. And unfortunately, this is the point where most actors just go, well, I don't know. I'm doing everything right. I've got an agent. I'm sending my stuff out to the casting directors. I'm going to classes, going to workshops. I don't know what else I can do. Let me tell you, my friend, there's a lot that you can do to take back control in your career and get some agency. Because there are two types of actors. There's the one actor who doesn't have a clue. And then there's the other actor that knows, okay, I know I need to learn about this branding stuff, but I'll do it when I have time, or I'm just not sure where to start, or what's going to be the most effective, or maybe I need to do my marketing first and then do the branding, like get my headshots and my show reels in order, and then I'll kind of figure out where I fit in. Babe, you're putting the cart before the horse, and that just doesn't work. Either way, you're probably feeling overwhelmed, and overwhelm makes you feel anxious. And that's not a good feeling. But I gotta tell you, the same old thinking is gonna give you the same old results. Wherever you are right now, it's a direct result of whatever strategy you've been using. And when you want a different result, you've gotta use a different strategy. Physics, literally, it's just physics. And when you get the right strategies in place, then you see immense and immediate results. If you wanna soar, you have to think of your career like a bird with two wings. One wing is your craft. your life experience, your special skills, that special something, something, your unicorn factors that you bring to the table that nobody else can bring to the table. And the other side of that is your thorough understanding of how to brand yourself, how to market yourself, your place in the industry, all of that. That's the business side. And when you have two strong wings, then you can soar. If all you have is a lot of talent, you're never going to get off the ground and really fly. But so many of us are unwilling to change because change is scary. We are hardwired to want to stay safe. But you have to recognize that within yourself. You have to say, thank you, subconscious, for trying to keep me safe. But I need to step out of my comfort zone if I'm going to get what I want. Because what you want is not within the boundaries of your comfort zone. It's outside of it. You want extraordinary things. And you're not going to find it within the boundaries of your comfort zone. You've got to get comfortable with being uncomfortable if you want to live an extraordinary life. If you want to make extraordinary impact with your art. So this is the number one mistake that actors make. They think that they can just keep on doing the same old things and that they're going to get different results. But I think it was Albert Einstein said that that is literally the definition of insanity, to keep doing the same things and expect a different result. So if you want change, you have got to change. It's got to start with you. And I know so many of us are doing the compare and despair, right? So we're seeing people on Instagram, and when other actors post, it's generally they're posting things like set life and actor's life, and here's my trailer, and oh, I just got this, I just got booked in this job, or here's me on set, or whatever it is, right? And you're looking at that and you're going, oh God, why did they get that? Why am I not getting that? But all you're seeing is the 10% of the effect of their 90% of effort that they have put into it. So if we're going to take that analogy of an iceberg, let's flip it on its head and turn it into a triangle. And it's a triangle with 5 layers. The very bottom layer, that's your environment. That's how many bookings you get, how many auditions you get. Do you have an agent? How well do the casting directors know you? How well do the people in positions to hire you? What do they think of your talent? That is your environment that you live in right now. So sitting on top of that are behaviors. And you have to think of your environment is a direct result of whatever behaviors you've been taking. If you watch my videos, you know I say a lot about soft actions and hard actions. Most of you are doing soft actions. Soft actions are those that do not lead directly to an audition. If you are sitting in an environment where you are not getting enough auditions or enough of the kinds of auditions that are going to get you the career that you actually want for yourself, then you have to look to your behaviors. Everything above behaviors begins within. So everything above that begins within. That represents all of the internal shifts, the mindset that you have got to change in order to step into that reality that was created when you began to dream about what it was going to be like to be an actor. Think of that layer as just the skills and the capabilities in terms of what you need to know to get you where you want to go. So yes, craft is one of them. But it's only one. You have to understand the rest, how to brand yourself, how to market yourself, how to message in such a way that attracts instead of repels, how to network in such a way that attracts instead of repels. But guess what? The good news is those are just skills. You just need to learn how to do those. But it begins with your beliefs. Your beliefs will influence the skills and the capabilities that you will aspire to learn. If you don't believe that you can actually get to where you want to go, you're not going to take the actions to get there. So you must start within here and here, actually, to change the way you think and feel about yourself and the way you believe in yourself. So that begins with stopping the limiting beliefs. That begins with busting those lies that you tell yourself and stopping logic, because a lot of times logic creeps in there and acts like, when you get booked, then you can invest in your career. When you have some money, then you can get new headshots. There are a million different things. When you have time, then you're going to take that workshop that you know you need to take. But it all boils down to beliefs. And you're not taking the actions because you don't actually believe that if you take the actions that it's going to work for you. But why shouldn't it work for you? I can tell you, when you do the work, it works. It does work. Take a look at my IMDb. I was a 47-year-old American woman living in Germany, and I now have almost 150 credits to my name. 50 on IMDb and another 98 on Crew United, which is Europe's answer to IMDb. So it works if you work it, but you've got to work in it. You've got to believe in yourself and act. And you know what? Here's another tip. Even when you don't believe in yourself, act as if you do. Do the actions as if you believe in yourself, because it's the taking of the action that is actually going to give you the confidence that you're lacking. And when you've got those beliefs and you start taking the actions as if you believe in yourself, you are going to get more opportunities. It's just physics. This was a physics lesson. You didn't even know it. So I hope you got a lot out of this episode. If you did, share it with a friend who needs to hear it. Again, hit that like button down below and let me know in the comments what your big light bulb moments were. And until next time, you stay your bold and beautiful self. Bye-bye.